Recycling to keep valuable resources in circulation. Visit businessrecycling.com.au. It's just good business.
Need a plumber fast you can trust this winter? Call JG Wilson Emergency Plumbers for all your hot water, gas fitting and plumbing needs. Call before noon for same-day service guaranteed. Or book next day for a $68 discount. Mention SWA for an additional $32 discount. That's a whopping $100 off your next plumbing repair. Call station-sponsored JG Wilson Emergency Plumbers on 9622 4888 or Google JG Wilson Emergency Plumbers.
Did you know that the average school child will eat more than 2,500 lunches during their 13 years at school? We know that 1 in 3 cases of cancer can be prevented by adopting a healthy lifestyle, which includes eating well. But 93% of children don't eat enough vegetables, and adults aren't eating enough either. At Cancer Council New South Wales, we're passionate about helping families eat healthily. So we've packed everything you need to know about nutritious, easy, kid-friendly lunches into our new website, healthylunchbox.com.au.
SWA 99.9, Sydney's West.
SWA 99.9. The difference is the music.
The Sydney Psychic Medium team presents Readings to Remember live performances. With the power of our amazing psychic mediums, we convey messages from spirit as we see, hear, and feel their energy flow through us. Our Readings to Remember live events will have you sitting on the edge of your seats with excitement and fascination, as our 2-hour shows will last a lifetime of memories. Visit our Facebook page for more information. Station sponsor.
SWA 99.9.
Welcome to Psychics on Radio, Angels on Air. You're with Elizabeth Bradshaw, Rhonda Kelly, and myself, Leslie Spalavira, and hello to all our Facebook fans. How are you all tonight, girls?
Well, thank you.
Talking.
Yeah.
Can we turn that down?
Sure.
Thank you.
It's really loud.
We're too loud already. It's going to be a great night.
So this is our 50th show, girls. So how do you feel about tonight?
Very good. It's like,
Yes.
woohoo.
Very excited.
Very excited. And we've got another 2 weeks and then we've got our 1 year anniversary.
That's
So I
right.
can't wait for that one either. So it's if you're a first timer to our show or listening to SWA 99.9 FM, we are psychic mediums. And what we do is we have a live Facebook page and we have everybody come along and write their messages in our comment section, which is a question. Or tonight we're actually asking for people if you would like to put a photo of a loved one inside the comment section of our Facebook page, Psychics on Radio, Angels on Air. We can do a reading for you tonight on that as well as a special addition to the 50th show. And if you have some friends that you would like to have a reading from us, we'd love you to refer us. And also we appreciate getting a lot of validation. So when we do a reading for you, we prefer to have somebody come along with the question or with the photo, whatever the case may be. And we'd love for you to do a validation, and we'll read out your validation live on air tonight. And so that way we know we're on the right track. Pretty much with the way Spirit works for us is that if we don't get validations, we don't know if we're on the right track. So we prefer to have the validations come through so that we can actually see if we're on the right track. And pretty much most of the time, girls, I'd say that we're pretty, all on track. You know what I mean? So yeah. And like I've said before, we all put our necks on the line here and go live and do live Facebook and live radio so that we can, share our gifts with everybody in the world. We reach the UK, we reach what's wrong, Liz?
Are they on?
Yes, they're on.
Yeah.
We're on.
Yes, they're on
Are
your
you
head.
on?
Yeah.
Have you plugged in, girl? You probably plugged into the wrong one. Is that
I was loud before.
Is that that?
Okay.
Oh, okay, yes. I was
Just minor
just saying,
technical difficulties.
No,
you got it, right? I'll turn it up a bit. Is that right now, Liz? You okay, darling? You all right? You feeling better now?
Okay.
We've been laughing our head off.
Things.
We've been laughing our head off before we even started tonight, so it's going to be a good night, girls. I can see this coming. We've got a show coming up, a live stage performance with us in person on June the 28th over at Winston Hills. That's Monday the 28th of June at 7 till 9. All our information is on our Facebook page. We'd also like to say hello to Chase and congratulate you, Mummy and Daddy, because you are a brother of a little baby girl now.
Oh, beautiful.
How cute. Yes, just
Very
born the
cute.
other day. I'm not sure exact dates, but we the last team, we had a bet to see who was going to get close to it. So I'd love Chase to actually acknowledge us and let us know, or even
Yeah.
Paulie to let us know who, how close we were to predicting when the baby was due.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I can't wait for that. But anyway, so we've also got some information on some numbers tonight as well. And girls, I'll get you girls to read out the validation. So we're getting smashed already on Facebook. We've got lots of questions coming up. We'd like to say hello to all our top fans. I can see Mel, Annie, Sal. Who else is there? Girls?
Yeah.
Tina Tikik. I think, sorry, Tina, if I pronounced it the wrong way.
It's
We've
Tanya.
got Sal. Tanya, is it? Okay, sorry. Blind as a bat. Sorry, girls. If you work with me or know me, I am
Natalie
seriously-
Shaw.
Yeah. Hi, Nat. That's my high school friend.
Hi.
Yes, and I'm blind as a bat, just like you, Natalie. Okay, just saying, wear your glasses, as I told you last week. Who else have we got? Yes, Sal. We've got quite a few listeners that constantly are supporting us every week, and we just like to say thank you for that as well, and for looking after us while we get trolled sometimes. So that everybody bats in for us when we get trolled, and it's not just our Facebook page; it's every Facebook page that's pretty much a psychic. That's what I get, because I see it all the time. So it's quite common for us. We're quite aware of it. We also get lots of listeners from New Zealand, as well as every single state in Australia. So I'm quite proud of that, as well as overseas in Ohio and Missouri, as well as the UK.
In Canada.
Canada, yes, that's right. So that's pretty cool. And girls, I just wanted to ask your opinions. Now, when you started out as a psychic medium, what was the most important thing about you that you learnt as a psychic medium, so that we can share this gift with other people that are coming on board, or that they've got egos or something like that? Like they feel like they feel threatened, towards other psychic mediums, and they might make a complaint about moving house or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, or whatever the case may be. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I approach my psychic work like I do in other professions, in that I trust myself, I trust my instincts, and I do what is morally right. So it's what feels right, and I treat people the way I'd like to be treated. So, and you really, if there's any sort of people you're sort of not sure of, or that sort of thing, like, look at it from the point of view of what their intentions might be. It might be that they're just nervous, or that sort of thing, or they might be or they might have ulterior motives, or just have completely different intention that you do. So I tend to work with people who are like me, who resonate with me, and that can change over time. Like, someone might sort of change their intention, but I really like to be challenged myself personally as well. So I like to. It's like when I did martial arts. I like to train with the person that was the same belt as me or higher than me, so someone I'd be striving towards. So that's how I approach it.
Yeah. How about you, Elizabeth?
Are we talking about working with other psychics or clients?
No, I'm just saying, like,
general.
when you first started out, how did you feel? Like, how did you become the way you are now? Like, what did you do to build up? And, and how did you deal with other people being insecure about you being either better than them, or they had an ego, or was there anything that you've come up against? Do you know what I mean?
Ego's been a massive issue. I think I just keep blinkers on and just focus on myself, and I kind of take it as a little bit of a compliment, because if I'm ruffling feathers, well, then I'm obviously doing something right. So ruffle away. But as far as my work goes, what I found, I've always kept my morals, my ethics, I feel pretty high. But what I found, I told you it was too loud, was...
You're deafening me now.
Yep. I always ask permission to be honest when I do a reading, because I think personally that's something that I struggled with, was delivering bad news. Yeah. And so I kind of just point out that I asked permission at the beginning of the reading to be honest with you, because I'm not going to leave anything out. But I'm also very clear that any challenges that do arise do so because they want to show something positive, or they want to show a way to work through that challenge.
Yeah.
That's there. I just believe in, at the end of the day, we've worked really hard on our skills and on our gifts. The money that's charged and everything else like that, we've earned that right. And so I feel like we've got to have also the best morals and ethics in sustaining that as well. So
Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess being a PT for 30-something years, I don't have too much insecurities for myself. So if someone's better than me, good luck to them. If I don't have an ego about it. If they, like I said, if they're better than me, good luck to them. It makes me strive to be just as good. You know what I mean? So, and I don't feel insecure about it. I'm not going to go and complain about someone else and tell them something, because I feel insecure. That's how I see it. I just go with the flow and I just go whatever. Sorry?
Oh, so that's tacky, people that do that.
Yeah, well, that's what's I've heard that happen in just recently in recently with some other psychics. So that's why I'm saying it as well. And if you are an upcoming psychic and you need to have some help, just listen to our shows. We put up here a lot of stuff up on our shows, a lot of education. We guide you to, or you can even see how we operate. That's just a perfect indication of what we do. So,
I think as far as the industry goes and with the upcoming psychics and mediums and things like that, take a moment to have a look at, for example, who does put their neck out on the line, who, does walk the walk and talk the talk, because there's a lot of charlatans out there. And at the moment, we're working really hard to maintain a really high standard in this industry.
Exactly.
And the waves that come through, so just be mindful. I'm not saying that you've got to go spend thousands of dollars on
lessons
or anything else like that. By all means, absolutely, I'm all for teaching and things like that, but at the same token, it's more so about just that integrity, morals and ethics. It's
100%.
Yeah.
I just can't stand how they rip people off. That's why I did this, and that's why I do my own platform shows as well, and I created the team, because I just cannot stand seeing anybody get ripped off with you're forking out, what is it? I don't even know what the going rate would be for an hour. What would it be?
Look, I charge $80 for half an hour, or I charge $140 for 50 minutes. So it's not cheap.
Yeah. I mean, it could be hundreds of dollars depending on.
That's right. And then someone's just telling them crap or just fishing around for information. That kills me.
The psychic did
and then also the one thing that annoys me to the moon and back is when the psychic is raising their voice to raise an opinion of what they have, and then they try and force that opinion on someone, so they raise their voice to force that opinion. It's like a reverse psychology to say that they're right. That kills me.
You shouldn't feel judged.
Yeah. And then also when they assume something, and then the other person will go, well, no, that's not right. It's completely opposite. And they go, oh, okay, but I got this. And I go, well, no, you're wrong. You know, so...
There's a couple of things on that. One, when they say, if you don't listen to me, you will suffer. Don't ever listen to a psychic medium that says that. Don't ever listen to a psychic medium that tells you that you're going to pass away, or that somebody around you is going to pass away. That's the worst possible thing. And another thing that's there as well, be really mindful about self-fulfilling prophecies with psychic mediums. If a psychic medium, for example, says to you that your relationship's going to end in 3 years and you're completely happy, don't take that on board, because quite often, and I've seen it happen, some psychic told me that my relationship's going to be over, so all of a sudden you're looking for the problems. All of a sudden the problems are there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So self-fulfilling prophecies, be very mindful.
Exactly.
I mean, you always have free will. You really shouldn't be direct. You shouldn't allow your life to be directed by a psychic, and you shouldn't rely on a psychic either. So you should be wary of a psychic who says, come and see me in 3 months' time, or, you need to pay this, and I'll bless your house.
I'll move a curse off you. You've got a curse on you. That one's gone.
No, I like the one where they say,
that's terrible.
I'm going to come into your house and remove the ghosts. And I'm thinking, oh my God, give me a break, will you? Come on, let's be real.
Yeah.
So don't start me, girls. Go on.
Yeah, so a bit of common sense when you have a reading.
It is, and just remember as well that
people don't know what they if they have a first time with a reading, they just take it on board with whatever they say. They don't really know, do they? So that's what I feel sorry for.
That's a question I ask quite often, especially if you're at a big event. Have you ever had a reading before, and was it a good experience? So you know that what you're walking into. But just remember, it's all about energy, and so where energy goes, energy flows, and a reading is as only as the energy stands on that day.
100%,
absolutely,
100%, girls. So I'd also like to say hello to AJ and Tino. They're some of my customers, B and Renata, down at Brookvale today. Hello, I was down there today, and it was Tino's 60th birthday. And Tino, my God, Tino, you only look a day over 40 something.
Wow.
So, and you look fantastic for your age. So happy 60th birthday. And AJ, keep your chin up. So he'll know who it is. So what else we got? We got So, yes, if you can refer your friends to us, we'll also love the validations coming through tonight. And if you are a top fan, thank you very much for staying with us all this time. And some of our fans have come right from show 1 right through to show 50, and I'm absolutely thrilled and amazed. Thank you very much. And also, if you'd like us to announce you as a top fan, you have to go and like our page. Don't follow us. I don't know why Facebook does a follow and not just leave the likes. I just still don't get that. I don't understand it. But anyway, I'm an advocate to take off the follows.
That's okay. I'm sure they'll change their mind and do it differently. So just want to get used to it.
Yeah, exactly right. So, and also when we start doing our readings, listeners, can you please put on our Facebook's page where you're from? So don't put your address, but just put your suburb, your state, and your country so that we can see where we're up to with our locations. Anyway, I'll get started, girls. So do you have a first question? Because I've clearly been talking too much. And where are we up to?
We do have a general reading from Julie.
Okay, so let's go.
Hi, Julie. How are you going this evening? Thank you for joining us. We've got a couple of Julies on the page. Which Julie are we referring to?
That's a really good question. Say Julie Creed.
Julie Creed. Okay, so we've got 3 Julies on the page because I haven't seen that one. All right. Beautiful. That's all good. All right, Julie. Let me have a tap in with you. All right. So when I sit in with you, Julie, I want to say to you that there's actually quite a nice energy around you. I want to say to you that you're feeling your intuition as well, not necessarily on the same scale, but you're feeling, I keep seeing the outside around you and a lot of energy that's there moving around. There's a nice grandmother energy that actually wants to connect into that once I start talking as well. So if you've been seeing some signs from loved ones, that's definitely a nice validation there for you. I want to say to you, slow down a little bit. There's a lot of energy around you at the moment that's almost like you're overthinking and struggling to catch a tail a little bit, okay? Pen and paper in hand is always a really good thing to do. Sit down and write out a to-do list and sort of just see where your priorities are lying around, and just sort of it brings a little bit of smoothness to that feeling of chaos when I tap in that's there. There's also a nice feeling for you around the home. Okay, I want to say there's some settling around the home. I'm not sure if you're just off the back of moving some things around or perhaps some renovations or something else like that, but there's a nice settled feeling through the home around for you. And there's a nice male energy that actually wants to link with that as well. And I feel like what goes through my mind is an ease of worry and concern. Okay, so I feel like this male person's been going through a few little challenges, and you guys are both going to get to sit back and actually be on the other side of that soon. So I hope all of that helps, and I'll pass you over to Rhonda.
Thanks, Julie. Yeah, look, something unusual happened when I was tuning into your energy. I was looking over at Leslie's papers and I saw a male hand, and I saw the papers move. I'm feeling like you need to sort of slow down, take a bit of attention to detail and look at the paperwork. I'm not feeling any sort of urgency about any particular thing, but I'm just feeling all round that you're sort of you're almost sort of chasing your tail, so you're not sort of paying attention to things because you're so busy. So I do feel like you need to sort of prioritize and work out what you need to do or what you need to act on first and sort of do that. And I'm feeling like once you do that, it'll be a knock-on effect and everything else will just flow a bit better, Julie. So that's what I'm feeling, just a bit of attention to details, and watch any paperwork that's sort of be taken or missing, because I'm just feeling like attention to detail and actually putting the paperwork together. Thank you, Julie.
So, Julie, when Rhonda was talking, I got to number 13, and 1 and 3 is 4. I also got number 17, and 1 and 7 is 8. So a 4 ended 8 also comes to mind as well. I also see lack of communication in the household as well. I feel like that this has been a little bit traumatic over the last few weeks, and they're showing me the number 2, and I'm getting 2 weeks. So I feel like that things will just settle down, and you will get past this. And I feel like that it's just taking your breath away. Like you can feel me sort of stuttering, a bit anxious about what I'm saying, and that's how I feel that you are behaving at the moment. So don't worry about it. Sit back they're saying to me, sit back and be a spider on the wall, and just pay attention to what's being said in the environment where you are. And I feel like there's a little bit of hiccups at work as well, or something to do with work. Something's not right. So just brace yourself. Everything's going to be fine. 2 to 4 weeks, and things will just settle, and you'll be on your bike again. So I'll leave it there. So we've got a top fan ladies, and we've got Sal, and she says that she'd love to have a general reading. And thanks for being our top fan, Sal.
Hi, Sal. How are you this evening? I actually am quite drawn to you around children, and I want to just say to you that I feel like there's been some worries and some concerns that sit there, and it's interesting. I feel quite drawn around respiratory bits and pieces. We'll just jump around there because we don't tap on health too much while we're on the live. But I just want to say to you, be mindful of, like, sometimes when we sit down and we get some information and things like that and it doesn't quite settle with us, I want you just to trust that and definitely keep all of that into context. But, second opinions and little pieces like that. So if you're feeling like you're getting skipped over or not quite getting the answers that you need, I want to say to you that second opinion will give you what you want, okay? There's other than that, though, there's a nice energy that's there. So I said, I really want to keep that in context, but it was the first thing that jumped up and around for you. I want to say as well, just with yourself too, just be mindful. I feel like I can hear you saying, that's all right, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll deal with that tomorrow. And, throughout that, today we're suffering. So just be mindful. Okay. There's a lot of self-care energy that's around with you. I almost feel like I just want to say, stop, take a breath, and then just come back down and just start, sometimes we have to make time. There's a saying that goes around, if you don't make time for yourself, then, the consequences of that will make you make time. Okay. So I just want to leave that energy there with you, tell you just to take a breath. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us, and I'll pass you over to Rhonda.
Thanks, Sal. I'm feeling a little anxious tuning into your energy. It just feels a bit chaotic and you've got a lot going on. But I'm also seeing that you have support networks around you, but you're not using them. You kind of got a bit of a pride there, Sal, where you're just wanting to deal with it and you're not wanting to let people know. But I feel like people already know what's going on. So, and I'm actually drawn to an older male and a female that, so I feel like the male's related to you. And I feel like the female is sort of known to both you and him. It doesn't feel like it's a couple, but I feel like it's sort of two separate people that are wanting to support you or wanting to help. So don't be afraid to sort of ask the people just around you for a bit of help, or, if you need help while you're going to appointment or something like that. It's kind of like almost like they're the glue that are going to help things stick and help things flow a bit better. Thank you, Sal.
Hi, Sal. I get the number 14, and 1 and 4 is 5. So pay attention to 5. And I also get 5 years. So something's occurred, or there's a 5-year anniversary or something like that. I also see that. I just wrote down, when Rhonda was talking, I wrote down work and an arrow to travel. And I feel like that you are supposed to do some travel or something along the lines of maybe 3 to 4 days, they're saying to me. I also feel that just, they're saying keep your tongue tied and keep your mouth shut. They're saying to me that too many people are talking. There's like bullies or something like that around. I can see too much venom coming out. And normally when I see, when spirit shows me venom coming out of the mouth, I usually know that it's a bully, or it's if it's green coming out the side, like fangs out the side of the mouth, I know that it's actually jealousy. Or if I see it as clear, I know that it's actually just people just backstabbing or just not being quite nice to people. So, but keep your senses up high and pay attention to what's going on around you as well. I feel like that you've dropped the ball a bit, and you just got to pick yourself up, pick your feet up. They're saying to me as well. Keep your chin up and don't walk like a question mark, walk like an exclamation mark. That's probably the best tip I can give you. Look the confident person and you'll be fine. And I'll leave it there. And girls, we have Donna Louise. She said that she wants a general reading as well. Lots of generals tonight.
Hi, Donna. How are you going this evening? I want to tune in. When I tap in with your energy that's there, I'm quite drawn around relationships with you. And I want to say to you that, I can feel a lot of love around with you. I can feel that there's a lot of companionship and a lot of good emotions, basically. But I'm also feeling like we're not speaking our full truths and that we're not communicating as strongly as what we need to, okay? So if you're feeling a little bit of balance around, and I want to be not general in what I'm saying, but I want to be general across the board with relationships, because I don't necessarily just want to put this to like a partner type relationship. I'm feeling like it's across the board that's there. You're starting to notice it as well. Like as we go along in time, we get more confident with ourselves, and we know that when we're biting our tongue, but when we'd actually like to speak, okay? And I feel like you're making that transition from wanting to speak and holding back a little bit to actually getting the courage to speak. And I want to really encourage you to keep doing that. It's almost like it clears it's nice. What I actually see is a bunch of flowers that come around you, and it's got quite I can't think of the emotion that I'm trying to place onto it, but it's a really nice feeling of connection to self. And it's a nice feeling of self-confidence that's there as well. But what they're telling me is that you're going to see an uplift all the way around you, like connections with friends, the way that you even just sort of walk down the street and smile at yourself. You know what it is? It's about standing in your own energy. And they keep showing me the day that I stood on the school steps, and I know what that means for me. And it's about just being able to stand in the world and smile and actually be content with who you are and the energy that you put out and what it is that you have to offer and all of those little bits and pieces that are there, and then actually following through with that as well. Okay, so I really want to encourage you to stand a bit more into your own energy, because it's a beautiful energy. And I just feel like you're still kind of, need a little bit of convincing around that. I'm not sure if you caught last week's show or not, but we did a little bit of a challenge around looking after yourself and looking after others for 30 days as well. I want to advise you to go back and listen to that as well, so that I don't waste too much of your time tonight trying to explain that to you, but it's very much so that energy that I want to tap in with you. So I hope all of that helps. Go back and listen to last week. There's a lot of energy in there, and I think some good advice for you. I'll pass you over to Rhonda.
Thanks, Donna. Yeah, the first thing I picked up with you probably sounds ridiculous, but I got shown a bike like a broken bike or a bent bike. And I'm feeling like you've been reminiscing about that, and it's been really funny. It's been hilarious. I'm also drawn to September with you. I'm seeing a bit of a sort of reunion, and I feel like it's going to be organised by your friend who has a bit of an afro or crazy hair, and she always wears really bad perfume. I'm just feeling like you're going to share funny stories, and it's kind of like, feels like this friend has been on a similar sort of journey of self-love and self-discovery as you have. And I'm also, I'm getting a sore right hand with you, and I'm getting a really itchy nose. And I just feel like that's sort of a change in energy with you, but I'm also feeling like you're quite intuitive, Donna, but there's something about your sort of journey of psychic discovery as well. And I feel like you've got a bit of clarification in your smelling things. So it's interesting that this friend is sort of coming back into your energy and having kind of like a reunion, because I feel like you'll know who I'm talking about just with the smell of her perfumes. So that's kind of a bit of a synchronicity with what's going on with you. But thank you, Donna.
Yeah, hi, Donna. I was trying to write down the questions for the next question and feel a lot of anxiety around you. And I also see a birthday cake coming up or a birthday anniversary or something like that, because I saw the cake, and they normally just show me the cake with all the, the emoji-con with the cake with the little candles on top. And I also get the number 18 or the 18th. So that must be either an 18th birthday party or an 18th of the date or the 18 number. So 1 and 8 is 9. So keep in mind the number 18, 1, 8, and 9 for you. So they will be significant. I also get a brown dog. So I saw it's like a Ridgeback or those maroon, not maroon, what am I saying, maroon? A maroon dog, yeah. Hang on, it's got purple polka dots on it as well. God,
that's a pretty interesting dog.
Where did that come from? Oh my God, I meant to say, like those Ridgebacks, like they look like a chocolate brown, but they're sort of like a brown.
Maroni colour?
Yeah, they're not like your wallet. Yeah, whatever. Okay, a dog. Anyway, I'm trying to get my foot out of my mouth, but it seems to be getting worse. So the dog, I feel like this dog is either just passed or it's unwell or you've got a new dog. I can't quite see what's going on with it, but just pay attention to it if it's still here in the living. I also get that it's quite the anxiety that you're having is taking your breath away as well. And I feel like you've got a dry mouth. So they're telling me to tell you drink more water, because my mouth is really dry and you need to start looking after yourself. They're saying medical condition. They're saying I feel like there's diabetes or someone in the family has diabetes as well, because I can see the legs on this person and the circulation is not going through the legs. That's what I can see as well. And they're showing me someone in a wheelchair or somebody that's been in a wheelchair and hospital and things like that. So I feel like this person, so they're showing me their legs again with a blanket over their legs, and they're also showing me that the legs, they weren't operating properly with the legs as well. So, and I feel like that was a circulation or something just wasn't right there. And I can't talk too much about medical because we're live on air, but I'll leave it there because we're not doctors either. So I'll leave it there, but look after yourself, please. That's the message that I'd like to pass forward right now. So how you going, girls? Good?
Yeah, good. We've got a few people watching from overseas. So
okay, who have we got?
Lena from California.
Oh, hi, Lena. How are you?
Hi.
Well done, girls.
Nina from Wales in the UK.
Hi, Wales.
Karishma from South Africa.
Yes.
And Justika from New Zealand.
Hello.
So, Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. Whoops.
SWA 99.9.
The difference is the music.
The Sydney Psychic Medium team presents Readings to Remember live performances. With the power of our amazing psychic mediums, we convey messages from spirit as we see, hear, and feel their energy flow through us. Our Readings to Remember live events will have you sitting on the edge of your seats with excitement and fascination, as our 2-hour shows will last a lifetime of memories. Visit our Facebook page for more information. Station sponsor.
SWA 99.9.
Sydney's West.
And welcome back to Psychics on Radio, Angels on Air. You're with Rhonda Kelly, Elizabeth Bradshaw, and myself, Leslie Spalaviro. And we are live on Facebook on our Psychics on Radio, Angels on Air Facebook page, as well as our channel on YouTube as well. So you can track us down anywhere, anytime. We're live right now. However, if you'd like to watch it back during any other time, it's back up on our Facebook pages. So we also have lots of top fans. So who are the top fans that you have now, Rhonda? Anybody? So we have Sal. We have
No, my screen
Tina Fu. Thank you, Tina, for sharing. We have Mel Annie as well. We've got quite a few top fans that are coming along looking after us. And also what I'd like to say is that if you've followed our page, please delete that and like our page so that we can see who's actually our top fans, because I notice there's a lot of people on here all the time, but every time I go to the actual Facebook itself, I actually see that there's, people that we can actually have as top fans. I can't get my words out. What's wrong with me? I must have someone with dementia coming through.
I think so.
Yeah. So you just showed me a validation there, Rhonda. What's that?
We do. So, Sal, thank you for your validation. She said she has had respiratory problems of late. She's asthmatic. She has a lot going on at the moment and hate asking people for help as if she feels like a burden from people.
Oh, don't feel like that.
And
Oh,
I do need to keep my mouth shut more, which is very hard as it's in regards to my children.
Oh,
so
right.
yeah,
Okay,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, just
but definitely ask people for help, because
absolutely.
I'm just feeling like they're more aware of what's going on, and they're more than eager to help and more than happy to help. It's not going to be a burden.
Exactly right. Nothing's a burden. This is where people, like I tell everybody, if they want help, come and ask me, and I expect them to ask me, but they never ask.
No.
But I'm there ready to help any of my friends, so not just any random off the street, but,
Yeah.
I help if they were dying, but, I don't know what I'd do.
And Michelle has asked how she becomes a top fan as well.
You just got to like our page and just like everything that we do. You got to love us. If you don't love us, I'll delete you. No, I'm only joking.
Just share the love hearts. Makes us feel good about ourselves.
Yeah, that's what we want, is just love, And so last week, Elizabeth and I was here. We did a challenge for everybody for the month of June. And what we said was that we'd love to see motivation and lots of love going around. So with that in mind, the challenge that I put out was for that everybody comes along and, you don't have to be creepy about it, but smile at everybody and just see the reaction in the opposite person's face that you don't even know.
I actually did that once. So
no, you show her. I know what Elizabeth's going to send me. She's going to show me a photo, but you show her what you did to me last week. This was hilarious. I was professional last week, Rhonda, and I held my ground. Okay,
right.
Just saying.
I was just going to say I did a hike once, and I thought, everyone's really friendly. Everyone's walking past and smiling and saying hello. And then when I caught up to the guy in front, he was actually saying that to everyone.
Oh,
but again, it's a knock-on effect. You set out the tone,
right.
So it's the same principle.
Yeah. And I always say that moods are contagious. So if you've got a good vibe about yourself, and you're in sales or you're in something, whatever the job you do, or even just at home, if you've got a good vibe about yourself, then it'll ricochet off to everybody, So I ask everybody for the next, how many days it is towards the end of the month. Continue to, have a smile on your face and just see how good it feels. Wake up with a bounce in your step. I know that things are tough and bad sometimes, but the more you focus on the bad things, the more it's going to happen. And trust me, it does happen, So the more you focus on the good stuff, it will actually turn the opposite way and do a backflip and be, completely 100% better for you. So
absolutely, because how many people have a bad day and then think they think, oh, things are going wrong, I'm late, or this is happening, because that's they're manifesting that. So
exactly,
you just turn
right.
that
The whole
completely
day
around.
whole day will be upside down, you know. Like, and if you're breathing and you're walking and you're talking and you have a normal job, you have everything going for you. Like I'm a PT, so I have people that are disabled. I have people that have MS. I have people that, you know, I help to walk again after surgery. You know, I help a lot of people, and I can't tell you how grateful those people are just to get back on their feet again. So don't take life for granted. You know,
beautiful.
it's not a rehearsal. It's actually the real thing, this life. So get on with it and be happy. And if you're not happy, do something about it. That's what I say.
Absolutely.
You know, you can't just live your life being miserable for the rest of your life or bitter. Get over it. Build a bridge. That's what I say. So girls, I'm having a lot of rants tonight, aren't I? Okay, right. I feel a bit better now. Breathe in, breathe out. I went to the Great Barrier Reef once, and I think I was telling you today. I was telling you about it today. Was it, Ronto?
No, not me.
Anyway, I was telling somebody this week about me going to the Great Barrier Reef, and I almost drowned when I was doing the scuba diving. And it's not funny. You just laugh at me dying. Anyway, I was underwater and I couldn't breathe because the thing in whatever you call it, oxygen tank thing in your mouth was too big, and I couldn't get my mouth around it. I was dying. I'm looking up, going, "Oh my god, it's
Remote view.
Just remote view the fish."
Yeah, so I thought I was going to actually die underwater at the Great Barrier Reef, and I thought no, and I was doing this to the instructor. I was going, and my eyes were popping out of my head, and I was going, and she's going, breathe in, breathe out underwater. I'm thinking, I'm going to kill you if you do that to me again. If I don't die myself, but anyway. So, girls, let's get it back into the reading. So we've got Mel Annie. She's one of our top fans. Thank you, Mel, and she would love a mediumship reading, please, girls. Let's go.
Hi, Mel. How are you this evening? I tried to say your name, then I got caught. Did you see that? How are you?
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, I know. But look, how are you this evening? It's nice for you to be here. As soon as I heard your name, I get a beautiful older lady come up next to me. Now, I do feel like this is a grandmother connection. She's not a tall lady. She's got the lighter of the grey hair that's there, and she's got a nice voluptuousness to her as well. But she shows me as well that there was a little bit of a struggle leading up to her passing, and that there was quite I'll say a significant amount of weight loss that's there. So that voluptuousness may not have actually been there with her for those last few months, okay? Now, she's got quite a nice, gentle energy around her as well, but she shows me the wooden spoon, and I know what the wooden spoon means. It's that old school morals, ethics, you know, and all of that kind of energy that's there. So she was a beautiful, soft woman, but she had her rules. Now, it's interesting because she seems to be emphasizing that around with me, and that's what I want to emphasize with you as well. She's talking about your boundaries. Going, where's your boundaries? I want to say to you, just be mindful about the way that you're holding your boundaries, basically, that's there, you know, and I'm feeling like I'm kind of sitting across the board. You know, when life starts to feel like it's happening to you instead of for you, you know, it's to generally time around then just to sort of check in with yourself and seeing what energy you're throwing out there that's actually allowing that to happen. Okay, so just check in with yourself, check in with your boundaries, check in with your rules. I don't feel like you need to go make some big, huge changes or anything else like that. But just make sure that you're respecting yourself enough, basically, over across the board that's there, okay? So I hope that all that helps, and I'll pass you over to Rhonda.
Thanks, Melanie. I'm feeling almost like you need a bit of routine and structure, but that's going hand in hand with what Elizabeth said about your boundaries. It's kind of like you're feeling like you need to make quite big changes, but I feel like you can make them sort of on a more personal level and that will have a knock on a bigger effect. And I've actually got a gentleman in spirit. I've got a father figure, and I feel like that's connected to the grandmother that Elizabeth picked up on, because they're kind of like as Elizabeth was talking, he was nodding his head, and I'm feeling like he had a bit of sort of sadness about him. There's something about him that was sort of displaced when he was younger. I feel like he was a bit sort of rebellious or something when he was younger, but then he sort of got that out of his system and came back. And I do feel like you had a very good relationship with him, but, you know, it's almost like if you knew him as a younger man, you wouldn't have thought it was the same man kind of thing. So he's just sort of acknowledging that. And I feel like that's relevant to you, Melanie, in the way that you're reassessing your relationships with people and sort of like what you're doing for people and you know, just be respectful of your own time. Like, you don't have to give it as freely as you do, I feel. And that's what I feel the message is from your father. But thank you for that, Melanie.
Yeah, hi Melanie. I got the number 37, so I added them together. Clearly that's not the day of the month, but 33 and 7 is 10, so brace yourself for that date. I feel like that's like an anniversary or something significant there. They're saying to me like communication or communion, I feel like I got just then. I missed that, Spirit, sorry. I also, my left eye and my left side of my face sort of felt a bit funny when Elizabeth was talking, and I felt like that something significant to that part of the head, and my head was quite confused and foggy as well. I feel like the vision was gone. I had blurry eyes as well, and I don't know if they're showing me you with glasses, and they're showing me perhaps you need to get them adjusted, or this could be your loved one that had some issue with the head as well. And I feel like that the back of the neck, they're telling me about anxiety as well, and they're also showing me the back of the neck of this person or you. I can't quite see who it is at the moment. And I feel quite, this person's breath has been taken away, and I feel like this person is like just can't breathe properly. It's like a lung thing or some sort of no, I don't want to say it, but like pressure on the throat. If you get my drift, I won't say anything further about that. And I also feel like that this person had some sort of stomach issues as well, and I feel like there's pain there. I feel like there's some sort of misdiagnosis or something not right with that as well. And I see another wheelchair. I see this person with a wheelchair as well. I see this as a man. He's sort of got his fair skin, fair eyes, like the eyes are light coloured, like a hazel or a light blue colour I can see, and he's shown me his nose, and I don't mean to be rude, but the nose is a little bit bigger than normal. That they always show me the nose, I don't know why, but he's shown me grey hair, but it was sort of parted to the left, I think. Looks like it was parted to the left as well, and pajamas on, never out of his pajamas, sort of just the kind of person that was happy just doing his everyday thing. He was just quite placid, quite friendly, just comfortable in his own little world. He didn't have too much to whinge about. He just said, I just enjoyed my last time on earth. That's what he says. And he said, the message to you is open up your curtains, let the sunshine shine through. He says, you're not getting enough light on your body. You're not getting enough rays, he said. And also, I've said this before in my personal readings, but your home is your temple, and what you do in your home is your business, but what you feel in your home is your business as well. But he's saying to me, bring some more love into the environment and make sure that the environment's a bit more cozy and a bit more, not that it's not friendly or loving or anything like that. He's just saying to me, nurture yourself, in other words. That's what I'm trying to get out. And I'll leave it there. Thank you. So, girls, we've got also a... did you say you got a validation or anything?
No, but I do have a friend, Lisa, from the USA.
Hi.
Hello to her.
Hi, Lisa.
And
thank you for watching and listening us.
Lisa's got lots of dogs. So hello, Polo, Kane,
I've
Daryl.
also got Nina that's watching from Wales.
Oh, hello,
Beautiful.
Nina.
Hello.
Thank you for watching us. Thank you. So, girls, we've also got Amanda Lonsdale, and she would love a general reading, please.
Hi, Amanda. How are you this evening? Is it as cold for you there as it is for us here? It has
8 degrees.
8 degrees. It's been chilly. Amanda, when I tap in with your energy that's there, there's a nice opportunity that's actually sitting there for you. I feel like if you actually just take a little bit of a breath around and see what's sitting in front of you. Now, these are ideas that have been brewing and stewing, and possibly, the fact that I want to use the word stewing, they've been there for a while, and sometimes they can be ideas like, oh, I'd like to do this one day, or gee, wouldn't that be great? All of that kind of stuff that we tend to sort of brush off as just frivolous thoughts, but they're not actually frivolous thoughts. They're energy. So I want to say to you, pay a little bit of attention to that. It's almost like you're in a position now to start putting, I'm seeing Lego blocks coming all into pieces together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a nice energy, okay? So all of these ideas are starting to build for you. I don't necessarily want to say that it's about creating your own business, but I definitely do feel a financial uplift through there. So it may actually be pursuing a promotion or something else like that. May actually be deciding to sell a house or something too. There's just a financial link with it that's there, okay? So I wanted to tell you to pay really close attention to the energy that's coming around for you right now with all of those things. It's a big energy. They keep showing me it's like this takes us to the next step. This takes us to the next step, okay? So definitely pay attention to that around you at the moment, Amanda. I hope that helps, and I'll pass you over to Rhonda.
Yeah, thanks, Amanda. I agree with that. But I didn't see Lego blocks. I saw a jigsaw puzzle and the pieces coming together. So that's really interesting. We both saw that. Yeah, and I also saw a light bulb. It's like, yeah, and the random thoughts that are sort of coming to your mind, and I feel like this has been your whole life. It's it's actually your guides communicating with you, and your guide's always going to give you good advice. They're going to tell you good things for your self-growth and self-discovery. And there's something interesting about and my throat sort of feels like it's closing up. It's like you need to speak and you need to teach. There's something about you needing to share your wisdom. So you really need to do this business idea. I feel like it has to come to fruition. You've had so many not missed opportunities. It's like you're sort of in a process where you're gathering information and you're waiting for the opportunity. But I'm seeing like the like a tumbleweed, but it's moving faster now, so it's time to act is what I'm feeling. And I'm actually feeling like the next from now to next 3 or 4 months, things are going to get momentum and things are going to be a lot clearer. And that's where I'm seeing the light bulb moment. But yeah, definitely with the business opportunity, you've got to do it your way. Like even if that means, and as a man around you, I feel is quite confident in his opinions, and you need to perhaps even hold your thoughts to yourself until you've worked out what you're going to do, and then just do it. That's what I feel. So, yeah, things are really happening for you, Amanda, and it feels like you're ready and you're very capable, and you've got guidance from Spirit and support from Spirit in doing that. Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah, hi, Amanda. When Elizabeth was talking, I had my heart, there's something not right with the person that's around you, or it could possibly be you with your heart. I feel like there's something not right. I also get that this could possibly lead into the anxiety that you're feeling as well, because I feel like there's low breathing, holding your breath. So you're holding your breath, and I can also see you driving the car. And it's, when Spirit shows me these things, they show me a lot of people in the car, and I can see you driving in the car, and it's your time for yourself, and it's a time that you reflect, and it's a time that you think about things for yourself, and you stop in there, and I can see you stopping when you're getting up to the actual driveway of your house, and I can see you pausing in the car for another 5 minutes and just saying, now I've got to go inside the house. That's how you feel. And underneath my heart, when I had that pain, I had underneath my rib cage on the left side as well. So I feel like pancreas or something not right there. And I'll leave it there. But they're just saying low in minerals and low in vitamins. That's what I get as well. And I also feel that you need to look at your health. I won't go any further than that because we're not doctors. We can't do that. But I feel like that you need to go and check out your health and perhaps go and get a blood test or something like that, and just see where you're up to with the doctor. And, just even a functional medicine doctor is the best these days, I find. I also feel like that this is taking your breath away. So some little things that you have, there's like, it's like a few little mini things that are actually annoying you, and that you can't get a grip on it. You can't actually strive to get better at what this thing is that's annoying you, and it's worrying you, and that's what's causing anxiety. That's what's causing the issues with your medical stuff. So just take it easy, take a big breath, and don't hold it. Just breathe it out, and do that a couple of times, and get on with it and look after yourself. That's what I'm getting, the message that I'm getting for you as well, Amanda. So please look after yourself, and I'll leave it there. So girls, we've got Michelle Clark. She says that she's expecting some news. She says she wants the input from us. She says, what's our opinions, in other words, or what do we get?
Thanks, Michelle. First thing I'm feeling is a bit of patience. I know you're expecting news. I'm just feeling like the news is going to be delivered not quite what you expect, or not quite the time frame. But I just feel like there's a bit of patience. It's kind of whatever the news is that's coming to you, it kind of feels like it's a bit financial, but it's a bit work related. So it's sort of covering a few different areas of your life. But I do feel like what the news, how the news comes, you sort of take your time and have a think about it and assess the information. Because I do feel like that news is, you're going to be able to tweak it. Like it's not sort of the be all end all is what I'm feeling. So thank you, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. I want to say to you that the news is coming in, and it'll come in at the time that you're expecting it to, but there's a variant that is there on it. So if we're expecting 100, it's like it's going to be 95, and with news of when the other 5 will be delivered. I do feel like this is a link-ups to some degree to some kind of financial advantage. And if it's not necessarily like a direct, like, here's a bunch of money or here's a promotion or anything else like that, it's allowing the foundation to be built that is going to create that. So I feel like this is kind of has quite a level of anticipation that's there with it. So everything, as I said, feels like it's on time with me, but there's going to be a slight level of compromise in it. Now, what I want to say to you, though, when that compromise comes through, it's going to be a choice as to whether or not you actually want to take that compromise, because I feel like it's honest and everything else like that. So I want to be clear around with that. But I feel like this person's kind of gone, or, this organisation or whatever else that's there, yeah, we can give it the 100, but it's kind of better we do the 95 now. Insist on the 100 if that's what it was meant to be, okay? They're completely able to deliver that 100. It's just, the art of negotiation, the art of all of that kind of stuff that's there. These people, I feel like they feel that they're coming from a place of education, or they're coming from a place of experience, and all of that kind of energy that's there. So I don't want to say that they feel like they're better than you, but I feel like they feel that they know better than you. And so just kind of, pull your own sort of resources out that's there as well, and throw that assistance around. I know that you've done some back research on this, okay? I can see you taking notes, and I can see you doing research on it. So you know what it is to expect, and so insist on that, okay? You'll see that they'll compromise and come to the party for you. So I hope all that helps, and I'll pass you over to Leslie.
Hi, Michelle. I got the number 13 when when Rhonda was talking, which 1 and 3 is 4. I also got transferring over to the 15th. So I feel 13 to the 15th, there's some information coming there. 1 and 5 is 6. So the numbers 1, 3, 4, 13, and 1, 5, 6, and 15. And I also got heartstrings being pulled, and my heart was, doing its flutter thing when I know there's either an issue with the heart or when there's something not right with something going on with the heart. So I feel like heartstrings are being pulled. You're being pulled from left, right to center. So, and I feel like this is, it's sort of, it looks like you're not sleeping at night. It just looks like you're tossing and turning in bed, restless legs. You're up, you're down. You're looking at your phone. You're looking at the side, outside the bed all the time, and it's just your eyeballs are popping out of your head. That's what I see, and I see like you're looking in the mirror in the bathroom, and I can see that you're saying to yourself, "Oh my God, what is going on? Why am I awake all night?" And this trauma or this thing that's in the background is not right, and it's not right. But it will settle down. Everything's going to settle down for you. And I feel like that, you won't be up and down all night. You just need to take care of yourself as well. And and just, brace yourself for this information coming, because even though sometimes it can be good, and sometimes you can dodge a bullet as well. So even if it's bad information, sometimes you're dodging a bullet with what happens. So look at it from that perspective. Don't just take it as a good and bad. It could be a bad, but end up being a good for you. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'll leave it there. And thank you for your question. So girls, do we have a validation?
Yeah, we do, from Melanie. So thank you, ladies. Definitely resonates with me. Would be my dad and grandma that came through. My dad had trouble breathing, was in a wheelchair before he passed, and he had light eyes and a wider nose. I'll definitely take the self-care message on board. Thank you again.
Nice. Beautiful.
So thank you.
Thank you. So we've got Scarlett May, and she would love a general reading, please, girls.
Hi, Scarlett. How are you going this evening? Thank you for joining us. I want to say to you, friendships come up nicely around you, and relationships also. So I want to say to you that if you're in a relationship, you're going to see some nice energy that's there. There may be an anniversary, or perhaps a next phase kicking into this relationship. It's quite a delightful energy. If you are single, I would dare say that you can anticipate a relationship coming in. Friendship-wise, though, as well, I keep seeing just lots of people coming in and around you, and there's a lot of smiles, a lot of sunshine that's there with that as well. So definitely enjoy this energy. Enjoy the love that floats through all of this. There's some people that go through life that have very minimal sort of social contact and friends and all of those kind of bits and pieces that are there. And I can see that you've got a lot of love and support around with you. For some reason, that seems to be coming up the strongest around you right now. So I definitely want to say to you, indulge in that, appreciate it, but most certainly be grateful for it. There's got to be an anniversary or a birthday or an occasion or something else like that coming up around you. I'm definitely feeling just that energy of celebration that is there for you, okay? I want to say to you as well that work is settling over for you, all right? It's like we're just off the back of a big project and everything's getting back to normal. So I hope all that helps, and I'll pass you over to Rhonda.
Thanks for that, Scarlett. I'm drawn to November and February with you. I'm getting lots of time frames tonight. I am feeling a celebration coming up for you, and I'm feeling with that, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't worry about the little details. Just put out for that to flow well, and it will. I'm feeling changes sort of, it's kind of like there's a bit of a decluttering or something sort of going towards the end of the year. So I feel like the November one will almost feel like a resolution or something. It's like you'll feel more settled after that celebration. And I'm feeling like the February one is more around work. So November's more sort of personal, but the February one is around work. And it's kind of a feeling like you're decluttering around work, or you're going to change location around work. And it's kind of like you'll the energy will be different. At the moment, you're sort of going to work and you problem solve, but now you're like from February onwards, you're going to work and it'll feel like a nicer place to be in. Because I feel like you like the people you work with and you like what you do, but it's sort of something that the energy of that is going to change. So perhaps a different location or a less cluttered sort of location. So, yeah, it's a really positive thing. And I basically feel like with, February onwards, everything's just going to be sort of a lot easier for you. That's what I'm feeling. So thank you so much, Scarlett.
Yeah, hi Scarlett. When Elizabeth was talking, I had chest and I felt quite sick, and I still feel sick in the stomach now. And my head just feels like it's like a headache, but not a headache. It's an annoying sort of confusion, and you're not sure what to do. They're saying to me, everything is mindful at the moment, and everything is just out there, and you're feeling quite vulnerable, and everything is just on your plate. They're saying to me that you're the rock of the family, the rock of work, you're the rock of everything, but sometimes the rock needs to go into the corner and just be a rock, and just stay there and not do anything. So I feel like that this is a time for you to have your own time for yourself, and it's ramping up to the end of the financial year. I feel like they're showing me lots of bank statements. They're showing me lots of it's like a budget or some sort of profit and loss. That's what I see. I just see profit and loss, and like an accountant or something like that. So something's around that type of industry that's going on with you, and I feel like that there's money to be handed out and not much money coming in at the moment. So it's sort of like, it's not saying that you're poor or that you're financially stung, but there's money going out, and I feel like that the dollar signs will be coming in. Normally when I see pennies going out, I see pennies coming back in like equivalent, but for you I see the pennies going out but dollar signs coming back in, which is a lot better than the pennies coming back in. Clearly I also get the number 7, and I also get the number 9 for you, and also your car. So I can see a car, and I can see it's either a grey car or a silver car, and I feel like this car needs some maintenance, or something's not right with the tyres, or tyres need to be switched around. And they're showing me the boot of the car, and I don't feel like you've got anything in the boot, no human or anything like that. But
nothing left.
Nothing in the boot. But
that's my car.
Oh. And so they're just showing me that the boot of the car, like it's been banged in, or someone's banged it in, or something like that. I don't know if that's your car or a family member's car that's been banged in, or something like that. So if it's not, so check the boot, and if there's any hands hanging out, don't open it. But I also want to just say, if there's nothing wrong with it, just be careful between now and the next 2 weeks, just with someone hitting you up the butt. That's what you're not going to get injured. So, and I'll leave it there, girls. So any other validations we've got here? Not yet?
No, just thank yous for the readings, and lots of congratulations about it.
Yeah, thank you for all the congratulations, Facebook people. We can see them all coming through. It's our 50th show, and in another 2 weeks we'll be doing our 1 year show. So we'd also like to see, if you have a photo and you want us to read the photo, send it through on our live Facebook's Psychics on Radio Angels on Air Facebook page, and we will read your photo as well. So we've also got a new show coming up on the 22nd. We were supposed to go to air last night. However, there was just some technical stuff that we couldn't do, so it won't happen next week on a Tuesday night. So it'll happen the following Tuesday night. So keep an eye out on our Facebook page, Psychics on Radio Angels on Air, and go to our events section, and you will see over the next few weeks a lot of events coming up on there as well. So it's going to be another segment similar to this. However, it's on a different platform, and we will be on there live for 2 hours again. So if you miss out tonight, you can catch us on a Tuesday night. We've also got a live platform show coming up on Monday, the 28th of June, which is over at Winston Hills. That's on our Facebook page as well in the events section. And we just want to say hello to all our top fans, and also that Rhonda is currently doing a push-up challenge. And what's that for, Rhonda?
I am. It's to raise money for Lifeline. Basically,
beautiful.
my intention is to help with suicide awareness and raising money for
Beautiful.
Lifeline support
that's
services.
beautiful.
Yeah. So
And-
if you're feeling energetic,
Yeah. Well, she asked Elizabeth and me, and I'm a personal trainer, but I hate push-ups. I hate burpees and push-ups. So you're not getting me do push-ups. But
well,
anyway,
I'm
not
doing
bad at
50
them,
a
but
day. I'm doing 50 a day at the
Good
moment,
on
but I'm
you.
not doing them all in one go. I'm doing maybe a few at a time.
Okay.
Lots of times during the day.
Better than nothing. Oh, geez.
But yeah, if you Google push-up challenge, my team is Rhonda's Readings. I'm the only member of my team.
Yeah.
So you're welcome to join my team or donate or do push-ups.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we'll be back in a minute.
The difference
Is the music. SWA 99.9.
The Sydney Psychic Medium team presents Readings to Remember live performances. With the power of our amazing psychic mediums, we convey messages from spirit as we see, hear, and feel their energy flow through us. Our Readings to Remember live events will have you sitting on the edge of your seats with excitement and fascination, as our 2-hour shows will last a lifetime of memories. Visit our Facebook page for more information. Station sponsor.
SWA
99.9.
online SWA999.com.au
On your smartphone app.
and on your radio.
99.9 FM.
This is SWA.
Sydney's West.
Fairfield City Council, where it happens.
Fairfield City Museum and Gallery are looking for volunteers to deliver their Living the Past school education program. Do you have an interest? Willingness to be a part of a small team providing rich educational experiences for children? Then this opportunity could be for you. For details, head to Council's website or call 9725 0190.
For more information, visit fairfieldcity.nsw.gov.au. Station sponsor.
Stroke can happen to anybody at any age. The best way to help someone is to learn the signs of stroke and know how to act fast. F is for face. Has their face drooped? A is for arms. Can they lift both arms? S is for speech. Is their speech slurred? Do they understand you? T is for time. Call 000. Time is critical. If you see any of these symptoms, act fast. Learn the signs of stroke and you could save a life. Go to strokefoundation.org.au/fast to find out more.
Workers Club is your club, where you can win cash or a car. Earn an entry with every $10 spent at station sponsor Workers Blacktown or Workers Sports for your chance to win a Ford Puma valued at $31,490 or 20 grand cash. With weekly draws every Thursday night for a share of $2,000 cash or an express entry to the major draw on Thursday, August 12. Open to Blacktown Workers Club Group members only. Conditions apply. Authorised under New South Wales Authority Number TP/0004.
What dreams do you have? Will they be a part of your future? If you want your dreams to come true, you need confidence in your abilities and yourself. Toastmasters is a safe, low-cost learning experience where you can develop the skills to express yourself clearly and effectively. Build the confidence you need. Make your dreams a reality. Join Toastmasters. To find a meeting near you, visit toastmasters.org.au.
SWA 99.9.
Sydney's West.
And welcome back to Psychics on Radio, Angels on Air. You're with Elizabeth Bratcher and Rhonda Kelly and myself, Leslie Spalabura. And this is our 50th show. We have another 2 weeks to go and we will be doing our 1-year anniversary show. So well done, girls. And so we've got some top fans and some sharers. If you'd like to become a top fan on our page, please don't follow us, just go and like us, because that's the way you become a top fan. We also have a show coming up, a live stage performance coming up on the 28th, which is a Monday of June, and 7 till 9 p.m. over at Winston Hills. So all our information is on our Facebook page. So please go to Psychics on Radio, Angels on Air. So girls, we also have a challenge on at the moment, and Elizabeth and I spoke about it last week, and what we said to do in the challenge was for everybody listening to, for the next 30 days, or it started on the 3rd, but anyway, the next 30 days to everybody that you see is like give a nice smile to, nothing creepy, but just give a nice smile to, so that they, and don't roll your eyes up like that, like Elizabeth just done to me. That looks a bit creepy there, Elizabeth. Yeah. And just be kind to everybody and just push out some love out there. There's not enough love. And, even on my Facebook page, I love everything. I don't like the like button. I like the love button. So it's not because I love you. Well, I do love you, but I don't love you, if that makes sense. So I try and share the love everywhere, put it that way. And it's nothing derogatory. It's just that I just don't think there's enough love in this world. So, and I'd also like for you to, just if somebody's doing something really good, or if you feel like they've done something well, like my daughter said to me the other morning, she said, "Mum, I got a phone call from my work colleague up on the Central Coast." I said, "Oh yeah," and I know him as well. And she said, "Well, he rang me up to tell me how much of a good job I was doing." And she goes, "That really made made me feel good for the whole day." And I don't see a lot of people doing that, you know. And it's not just because it's my daughter; it's just because there's not a lot of people that do that at these days, you know. And it's so good to have some validation and to know that you're actually doing something right, you know. So,
but also,
so positive.
I also phone if I've had good customer service.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people phone when they complain.
Yeah,
but I like to phone if someone's been really good and
that's
decent.
Perfect. Yeah, same. And I always like to give a tip. I do a lot of surveys. If someone sends me a survey, don't send me surveys, everyone, please. I don't want to be inundated. But if someone sends me a survey, I will go ahead and do the survey. It'll take me 2 minutes, but whatever it is, and I'll just go and do the survey. And if I don't like what they're doing, I'll just put the honest feedback on them. But I don't try and to be negative at all. It's not my character. So you're right, girls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, next person. So we've got Julie Polglaze. I can't pronounce that. Polglaze, and she wants a general reading, please, girls.
Hi, Julie. How are you this evening? When I tap in with you, I want to say to you that you've got a lot of energy that comes in around you. There's a beautiful grandparent energy that's there as well, but I'm also quite connected to a female energy with you. I feel like this is a friend connection that you've had. I feel like this is one that you were friends with for a long time, but I do feel like this person's been passed for at least a couple of years. If anything, I'd want to go longer than that as well. I see a lot of laughter around. I keep being shown almost like it's not a mousy brown. It's like I don't want to say golden brown because it's too golden, but I think between those two descriptions, you'll understand what I'm trying to get at around this person's colour hair. Nice and straight as well. And I feel a lot of laughter, a lot of cheekiness. So I would also dare say that you and her both had a beautiful sarcastic humour together. So a lot of laughter that sits there with it. There's your thought, your processes that's there, because when I tune in with the spirit that's there around you, they keep saying to me, "We're here. We've got your back." Okay, so I'm feeling like there's a little bit of isolation, perhaps a little bit of a feeling that those that are around you normally aren't so close as what they normally are. Okay, and they come in and around and they just want to assure you that this isn't a change in tide or anything else like that. You're somebody who likes to deal with a lot of things on their own. You don't necessarily let people know how you're feeling. And so just kind of understand that as well, that sometimes people don't have an opportunity to actually step in, okay, because you're very much like, "Yep, no, I'm all good with, let's get this done." You're a survivor, you're a fighter. You just keep going, okay? So don't be afraid every now and then just to sit and to let people come up and put their arm around you, give you a little bit of a hug, all of that kind of energy that's there, okay? Now, I also want to say to you as well, they keep showing me the ideas of tossing around your head, but there's a massive question mark. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the word idea with a big question mark, and I'm seeing it like 50 times. It's running through my head. There's like 20 of them all together. Looks like I'm looking at a tumble dryer or something else like that, okay? Now, that big question mark, though, for me is important because generally when I see that, they don't have that big question mark that's there. So there's a lot of self-doubt that's sitting in and around you right now. I want to say to you, look, it's my go-to, and I find that it really helps, but pen and paper. When you write things down, it's a good opportunity for all levels of your conscious and your subconscious to come together, and it generally will reveal your truth. It will reveal your insecurities, all of those kind of little bits and pieces that are there. And it'll also, if you're kind of tossing out between 5 different things, it'll help you break it down to that one thing as well, even if it is just a simple, should I or shouldn't I, are they or are they not, whatever it is that's there. But just by putting that pen and paper, it'll help you sort that out. I want to kind of advise you to, I call it coming back to ground zero, and that's basically, it just feels like there's a list of to-dos that have been waiting around, for a number of weeks, number of months. And these aren't things like, hang the washing out, do the groceries. It's not that kind of stuff. It's like, start looking after myself, start that diet, unclutter the house. It's those bigger kind of things that are there. And I just feel like that there's a level of procrastination that's through this, but I feel that the procrastination is there because the self-doubt is there. Okay. And so you're kind of finding, lots of other things that need to be done first because it avoids you then having to deal with that fact that you've got that doubt as to whether or not what you're doing actually has a validation in it. All right. So, and I want to just kind of brush all of that off to the side with you. And it's nice. It's like I've just walked up to your desk and I've just pushed off a whole bunch of junk. And so I will say to you as well, make sure that your space around you is clear, because it is feeling a little bit cluttered. And I've just got a big A3 piece of paper and I've sat it down there next to you, and I've given you a box of crayons, and we're going to sit and we're going to create, you know, this beautiful game plan that's there in front. And I just feel like on that game plan, you know, put down the things that are important to you, put down the things that you love, put down the things that you want to achieve, all of those kind of little bits and pieces, so that you get a bit of a map as to what's important to you. You know, where your priorities want to be, where you want to be, because as time goes on, even just without, without any kind of self-doubt or anything else like that, we pick up residue off of people, and we pick up residue off of experiences and everything else, and they start to shade our perceptions. And so it's about kind of just clearing off that shade and having opportunity to sit once again with your own real authentic perceptions, as I said, coming back to ground zero. Okay. It's funny, as I go to pass you over, my guides come in and go, no, just repeat. And when they say to me, repeat, it's like, that self-doubt sometimes gets in their way of taking energy and information on board. Okay. So we are at about 9:10, and I kind of want to encourage you just to, if it's not resonating with you now, to sit back and actually listen to it again, okay? And to just know that those little bits of self-doubt are just that. And with a little bit more sort of energy thrown into them, you're going to be given enough evidence and proof behind as to why it is that you can push that self-doubt to the side, okay? So I hope all of that helps, and I'll pass you on.
Thanks, Julie. I've got your grandmother coming through, and I'm being told that just for you to go back to basics and reminding you of the cooking. I feel like this grandmother had sort of a weakness in her left side, and she had sort of like a scar sort of in the left side of her torso, but also on a burn on her left hand or something like that. But she's basically saying to cook like you used to with her, or like the way she taught you. So, and that's actually going to bring people together. It just feels like at the moment you've got things sort of segregated in your life, and you've kind of got to it's almost like you're spending energy in keeping things separate, or doing things a certain way but not incorporating things. So I'm feeling like that. That was a beautiful reading by Elizabeth, and the drawing on grabbing the crayons and drawing that out. I feel like that's going to be quite profound with you, but I feel like that's going to sort of shift your focus rather than sort of keeping things separate. Like, it's going to bring things together. And I'm feeling like things are going to, once something works out in your life, there's going to be a knock-on effect with something else. And having that visualization, having that tool, you'll actually be a bit more focused in doing that. But the grandmother's basically saying that cooking will bring people together, and bringing back to basics will remind you of what's important. So thank you so much for that, Julie.
Yeah, hi, Julie. Everybody was on Facebook there, and they were hoping that you got a reading. Well, you got your reading, Julie, and congratulations. But when Elizabeth started talking, I felt quite sick in the stomach, and I feel like this is really quite strong, this pain, or it's not even a pain. It's actually like the anxiety that you have, the nervousness that you have, the worry that you have is actually making you feel really ill. And, when toxic things like that happen, it takes its toll on your body, and your body will suffer long term. So I feel like you need to pull back the reins. They're telling me. They're also saying that your character, or the character of some of the people that are around you, is like Robin Williams, and they're quite funny, they're quite witty, but don't be so sensitive to some of the stuff that they say. They're not trying to hurt you. I feel like they're just trying to keep the like take the what out of you, or take the what out of other people. It's not quite like a bullying thing, but then it looks like a bullying thing. It's sort of like there's a fine line between both. And I also get so the spirit is showing me the number 13 with you, and I also get the number 12. So 1 and 2 is 3, and 1 and 3 is 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, and 13 for you. And I feel there's another 15 in there as well. I feel like that those are significant dates. And I also can see you with glasses, and I feel that they're showing me a lady with glasses, and they're showing me a lady with like a blondie colored hair, like it's treated. It's a colored hair, and I feel like that it's sort of a fringe with a bobbed, a little bit longer than a bobbed for the rest of it. And I feel like that this lady is sort of like a rock to the family, or she was a rock to the family, this lady. And I see her with walking what do you call it, walking frame or a walking stick. I feel like this lady is a very old-fashioned lady, just doesn't like to, ruffle people's feathers, but she's very loyal, very supportive towards you. And she's also saying to me, just get on with it. Just stop debating, stop doing this, stop doing that, stop waiting for people to give you the answer. Go and do what you think's best, because every time you do something, it is the right direction and it's the right thing to do. So stop doubting yourself. That's what I'm getting as well. And I'll leave it there. So any other validations, girls, come through? Not yet?
Not that I've seen.
Okay, so we've got Lenny, one of our friends, and he says that he had a falling out with a person and the person has apologized to him. He said now he sent a message to this person, but the person hasn't responded since. What do you think, girls? So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm feeling like the apology wasn't genuine, Lenny. It was just sort of said because that was the thing to say, that sort of thing. I don't feel like that person is someone you need to sort of give much thought to or that sort of thing. I just feel like put that down to experience. I don't feel like you should expect much more from that person.
Yeah, Lenny, I want to say to you sort of pretty much the same thing. I'm definitely feeling like this is either a professional thing or it's linked to your professional side of things that's there, because I keep hearing references to your work. So I want to say to you, if it looks like a duck, it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. So quack, quack, quack. Trust your energy, trust your instinct. That's there. Yeah, absolutely. So I'll leave that with you and I will pass you over to Leslie.
Yeah, wow, take my breath away. That's what I get. Lenny, this has made you stay up night, and I feel like that this is just, it's continuously bothering you. I feel like this was 2 weeks ago, and this is just, it's not on. And I agree with the girls that it wasn't genuine. The actual response wasn't genuine, and that's why they've just sort of wiped you out. And, you know, like sometimes I know you well enough, Lenny, to know that you can be obnoxious sometimes and annoying, but I know that you've got a good heart, and I know that you try sincerely to help people and that your heart is in the right spot. Your heart is too much on your sleeve. That's what I'm getting as well, Lenny. So pull back the reins and behave yourself. Don't pester these people because they don't like to be pestered. So just let it be. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. That's just that simple. You know, don't make it difficult for yourself. Don't lose sleep over it. It's not worth it, to be honest. So we've also got Frank Fagan online. Hi, Frank. He said, good evening, ladies. I'm hoping you might be able to offer some insight on if my house sells, so I can move on to the next chapter of my life. He said, stay well and thank you.
Hi, Frank. I know this is simple. I'm losing my words. It's energy. It's energy. That's exactly the problem.
That's what happens with us.
They're in your house. That's there, Frank. Okay. So look, when we've got things that we're trying to sell or anything else like that, there's a sense of anticipation. There's a sense of, heightened awareness, all of that kind of energy that's there. So just make sure that you're not being overly desperate, basically. Okay, so I know that you're not, sitting there begging people to buy the house, but when you're like, someone walks up to the door and you're like, oh my God, I hope they buy it, I hope they buy it, I hope they buy it. We tend to throw an air of desperation around, and they pick up on that. So that's the first thing. The second thing as well, though, it just feels like the house itself, the old rule, have a cake per cooking in the stove and all of those kind of little bits and pieces. Definitely, I feel like it's there. I just want to feel a little bit more like I'm walking into a home when I walk in, okay? So just, maybe a couple of little flowers, little bits and pieces that's there. A nice sense of friendship and laughter when you walk in the house as well, okay? Don't feel like you've got to be on your best behaviour when they walk in. You feel to me like you've got a fun personality. Let them explore that as well. I know they're only buying the house, but they're going to grab onto all of that kind of energy that's there, and they're going to feel that. I can see that you've had some really good fun and laughter in that house. Talk about it while they're there. Show them the entertaining spot, all of that kind of stuff that's there. The people that are coming into your house, I feel like are going to buy it because they want to make it a home. So don't be afraid to show them those homely aspects. I almost feel like you're trying to cover them up. All right. So I hope that all helps, and I'll pass you over.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Yeah, Frank, I'm feeling like you're just like too keen. You're almost like an excitable little kid kind of thing. Like you've got to sort of just chill out a bit. It feels like there's a choice of two people wanting to buy the home, and one of them's either living there or has got some familiarity with it. There's a lot of I feel expectation around a promise or something, but I don't feel like that's ever going to be fulfilled. I'm actually feeling like the person who's going to purchase the home is just completely out of the equation now. That's what I'm picking up. I'm feeling like just sort of freshen up the smell, either have like a candle or something like that, something a bit different. It's something just as a different sort of energetic thing. I feel like will actually help sort of the environment and make it more appealing. I am feeling like you're pretty much on par with moving on with your life and all the rest of it. So you're seeing the house sale as the rate limiting step to that, but it's just something, try to change that perspective in that it's just going to be something that happens on the way. So just sort of drop the anxiety and fear of that not happening, but put out the intention that it's going to happen, and just even if you need to sort of step back away from that a bit, and I feel like the house will sell. So thank you for that, Frank.
Yeah, hi Frank. I just feel like don't be too anxious with this. Just make sure that you control what's control how you feel, because if you're saying to yourself, oh, it's never going to sell, it's never going to sell, it's never going to sell. So just, pull back what the feelings are and just make sure that you control what you say, because where focus goes, energy flows, and whatever you say about that property or that thing that you want to do, or it's the same as saying, I can't afford this, I can't afford this, that you'll never be able to afford it. So you always say, how can I afford this, or how can I sell that? You change your words and then it'll start to resonate. You put big beautiful flowers in the kitchen or wherever the dining table is. You also, like Elizabeth said, I've said this before as well, as you put a cake in the oven and make it smell like it's more homely. Move all the get rid of all the clutter, especially because people don't want to have it come into a house and buy a house when it looks like it belongs to the owner. They want to buy a house that's looks like it's for them. So change some things around. I feel like there's like too much picture frames or photos or something like that that's of you or somebody in the family around, and I feel like that's just pushing these other people away. So change the house around and make sure that you make it so that it looks like somebody else's its house already, and it's not yours anymore. So that's you have to break that line. You have to manifest that seed and push that through so that the universe can pick up that vibe and that energy from you. So, and I'll leave it there. And so we'll. Yeah. Do we have any validations, or what do we have?
We do actually, from Julia Poglace. Thanks very much. Pretty spot on with your readings. I often do doubt if I'm making the correct decisions. I will listen again and let you know more validations. Love your readings.
Okay, beautiful.
SWA 99.9. The difference is the music.
The Sydney Psychic Medium team presents Readings to Remember live performances. With the power of our amazing psychic mediums, we convey messages from spirit as we see, hear, and feel their energy flow through us. Our Readings to Remember live events will have you sitting on the edge of your seats with excitement and fascination, as our 2-hour shows will last a lifetime of memories. Visit our Facebook page for more information. Station sponsor.
SWA 99.9.
And welcome back to Psychics on Radio, Angels on Air. You're with Elizabeth Baracha, Rhonda Kelly, and myself, Leslie Spolaviro. Hello, everybody. And if you've just tuned in to us, we are international psychic mediums. We do readings privately. We also do shows over Sydney. So we have a show coming up, a stage performance coming up live in person on Monday, the 28th of June, which is at Winston Hills. You can see all our information on our Facebook page, Psychics on Radio, Angels on Air. So we also have a challenge going at the moment where if you are feeling down or whatever the case may be, there's not enough love in this world, I keep saying. And so what I'd like everybody to do is to actually start to, put out a smile out there. Nothing creepy, of course, like I've said before, but put out a smile out there and just show a bit of love to the world and just see what happens, the reflection that comes back. And, emotions are contagious. So, behave yourselves out there and just be kind. Don't do this road rage stuff. I'm on the road every single day. And, I just can't believe how much people run me off the road and get a middle finger from me, to be honest. So it's insane. Even getting here tonight was crazy, trying to get from the northern beaches over to here. So it was quite crazy. And if you're on our other page, please come off our other page that we have live at the moment as well. I can't say it on air, but jump over to the Psychics on Radio Angels on Air page and post your questions on there. Stop posting it on the other page. Thank you. So, girls, we've got another question from a lady who's one of our top fans as well, Nicole Byers, and she would love a mediumship reading, please.
Hi, Nicole. How are you this evening? It's lovely for you to join us again. Let me have a look. When I tap in with you, I actually want to go to a grandfather energy around you, or it's an older gentleman that's there. I actually feel like this may be a grandfather that's connected to a previous partner or something else like that. That's telling me, no, I belong to the male. Okay, but I know that you know this person. He's not a short guy. I feel like he's not crazy tall either, though, so I'll put him at about an average height. He's a slimmer gentleman. He presents to me in a suit, so I know that he was a gentleman. He's done the same job for his whole life as well, and I feel like possibly the same company, and if it wasn't the same company the whole time, there was only two. I feel like he was quite a regular person in routine as well, and he shows me the recliner, and I feel like it's an old material recliner that's got like a check pattern almost on it, not like check like a flannel, but check like, like furniture check.
What is that?
I don't know.
I can see it in my head. I can see it in my head. Check's probably not the right word, but lines. Anyway, I won't get into too much detail trying to describe a chair, but he's very specific about showing me the material for some reason. And I also feel like he smoked as well. Okay. Now, when he comes in and he talks to you, he's asking you to let go of old ideals, let go of old energies and of old hurts as well. Okay. It's almost like, as we move forward and as we make decisions and ideals and things like that, he's saying that you're still carrying some of the residue from the past that's there with you. And what I feel he's trying to show me that this is doing is actually affecting, your level of self-worth, your level of self-esteem, your level of you and who you are as a person. And I want to keep that in context because he's certainly showing me that you're not down on the ground. He's showing me that you're quite a strong energy, that you do have a beautiful sense of confidence around yourself, but you almost get to a certain point. It's almost like, when we're going to dive off of a cliff and we get up to the top of the cliff and we look over and we're like, and our second thoughts and start to back away when we've still got, like our parachute and everything else like that. We were good to jump. Everything was set up. And so it's that kind of energy that's there. Now, interestingly enough, though, I keep feeling like around your heart with this, and I'm not talking about it in a physical sense. I'm talking about it in an emotional sense. I want to say to you that he keeps picking up a piece. Literally, it looks like I'm picking up a red piece of muscle and I'm putting it back into your heart. It's like there's a specific piece that's missing that's there. And I feel like what he's trying to show is that the hurt that has actually removed this piece from your heart, you've had an opportunity to put perspective over it and to put understanding onto it. It wasn't fair and it shouldn't have been that way, but he's like, but that's the way that it was, and I know you understand why. And to allow that piece of your heart to actually, blend back in with the rest of them that's there, and just to what's nice with it, he's so insistent about just you feeling good for yourself and you shining really bright for yourself. I feel like you were watching, I don't want to say you were looking after this gentleman, but he says that you were watching over him. You advocated for him in some way, shape or form. So even if that was, making sure on that Saturday morning that we did go over and visit when, the ex would rather have went and played golf or whatever accounts and purposes that it is, he's wanting to acknowledge that. Okay. So if it is your grandfather connection, you'll understand still why he keeps making references back to the ex, and especially around the relationship side of things that's there as well. Now, he's putting dollar bills in front of you and he's putting them in stacks. I feel like I'm looking at stacks of the thousands and I'm seeing greenbacks that are there. Okay, so I feel like you're counting your money at the moment and you're collecting it. Okay, now it's nice. You keep showing me as I continue to talk, like I've started off with 5 little piles and now I've got 6 and then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10. Okay, there's a nice financial growth that's there with it. Don't be afraid to be a little bit more astute in your energy of actually gathering in this money as well. Okay, so I hope all of that helps and I'll pass you on.
Thanks, Nicole. I've actually got a lady that's come through and it was really interesting because I got goosebumps when Elizabeth gave the analogy of looking over a cliff, because I actually feel like this woman had a fall and she had like a head injury and a back injury, and I feel like her legs never worked as well after that fall. It actually feels like an auntie or one of your parents' aunties, because she's basically showing me that there was a distance. So I actually feel like I feel like she was middle-aged when she had this fall, but after that she sort of went into care, or she didn't have as much say in her living arrangements. And it's kind of like what happened with that, with the grandfather and you speaking up for him. It's kind of like if she was around, because I don't actually feel like you knew. I feel like you heard stories of this auntie or great aunt, but you didn't actually kind of know her, or she knew you as a child, but you don't actually know her. So she's basically saying there's a physical separation that she didn't, like a relationship she didn't have with you, but she's still in your bloodline. There's still love from that. So there's still that, but she's basically sort of acknowledging what role you would have had in her life if she was around, so if she was alive when you were sort of an adult, basically. But she's also acknowledging sort of the distance as how you're feeling energetically. You're kind of feeling, it's almost like you kind of remote view, Nicole. You sort of look at your life like you're stepping back and looking over it or looking into it. And I don't know whether you have dreams where you kind of like feel like you're levitating and you can look down on your body. There's something interesting about that, and that's something you can develop a relationship with your guides and either meditate or look at your own psychic development. And I feel sort of understand a bit better. I feel like that's going to give you a lot of peace and calmness if you do that, Nicole. But thank you so much.
Yeah, hi, Nicole. I was just dealing with trolls on another page, but what I get is a number 14 with you and number 15. So I feel like teenage numbers, that's what they're telling me as well. I also feel that, a grandmother coming through, short hair. She used to like to color her hair, and she used to like put rollers in her hair as well. And I feel like this lady, she was not as, she's saying to me, not as tall as you, and she's not as tall as others. I don't know what that means. And she's also saying to me that there's water under the bridge, or there's a river. And she's showing me a house where, and I feel like this is where she lived or where she grew up with. She's showing me a house with a bridge across the water, or a lake or something like that. And it's a river actually. And she's showing me, she said, Hawkesbury or something. I feel like Hawkesbury River or Nepean River or somewhere like that. It's similar to that kind of location. And I also feel that this lady, she had some respiratory problems. So I feel like you have anxiety as well. And the trauma that she suffered before she passed, they're also saying me something with the heart as well. And the trauma that she had before she passed, it didn't follow her after. She's saying to me, I'm comfortable, I'm happy. She says, I want everybody to settle down and just to behave themselves. That's the message that I'm giving you from her. She said, everyone's being a bit naughty now and everyone's being a bit rude to each other. There's a lack of communication. Things aren't right in the household. Things are just not right with everything that's going on around you at the moment. So pull back the reins. Another message from another spirit tonight, to pull back the reins for you as well. And I'll leave it there. So do we have any validations calls or anything like that coming through? Nothing yet?
Nothing yet, but I did have to jump out and then jump back in.
Yeah. I'm having problems with my Facebook as well. Sometimes when we're doing this stuff on live, it doesn't always behave the way we want to. So if we miss you on the live, we will pick it up later. However, we can't help what happens on our live feeds. This is what just happens with spirit. We just can't help it. So
I reckon it's always, if I'm driving down and my Spotify plays up, it always follows through into here, and I always go, Spirit's around today.
Maybe Spotify at home, please.
Well, Spirit
has my rock concert on the way down.
Oh, right. Okay, we'll take your rock concert out of here. It's bloody public radio. So we've got Sandy Crowther, and she said, is there anything she can do for her daughter, please?
Hi, Sandy. I want to say to you that I feel like you've learnt a lot about your daughter and the relationship and the communication, even just over the last couple of weeks with this. And I feel like you're starting to see where your daughter's resistance lies and your daughter's shyness and all of those other kind of little quirks and burks that go on around through this energy. And I can see that you've kind of been paying attention to them. And so I want to say to you, literally keep doing what you're doing, but just taking on board those little bits that you're noticing, I feel like communication is the big thing that's there, and they keep showing me like sliding in. So it's not about like it's not about being manipulative with the energy or anything else like that, but it's about kind of recognizing when we need to come in soft or when we need to come in hard or we need to come in fast, okay? And so just keep her talking. I feel like that's the biggest key that's there. But the beautiful part about it is that, as I said, I feel like your daughter's getting a really good opportunity to not necessarily get over shyness and little bits and pieces like that, but with you, there's a bond that's reigniting, there's a connection that's growing, there's a love that sits there with it. So I actually feel like come the end of all of this, that you guys are going to have almost like a secret language with each other, I can see you standing on either side of the kitchen and you look across the room and you give each other just that knowing look that screams volume where there's no words necessary. There's a little bit of a private joke that's there. There's a vulnerability that's had to come out through this experience, and that vulnerability is actually, really beneficial for you guys as a mother and a daughter that's there. So just be mindful, don't overthink. Okay, you've created a really nice safe place for her, and I feel like she's got the courage and everything else like that she needs to talk to you. So don't feel like you've got to go looking for things that are missing. Okay, if there's something that big that's missing, it's going to come up because you guys are, as I said, you've got that connection with each other. So I hope that all that helps, and I'll pass you over to Rhonda.
Thanks for that, Sandy. Look, your daughter's I'm feeling like she does get overwhelmed, and she's had a lot of changes in her friendship. So it's not just her relationship with you, but she's dealing with her own sort of changes in personal relationships. And I feel like she's starting to sort of mature a bit and take a bit of responsibility for the way she's behaved with friends and how friends have behaved in response to her behaviour. So she has grown up a bit with that, and it's kind of, you're not so much giving her tough love anymore, but it's kind of like you understand her now. And I'm also being shown you both kind of like in a woodworking shed and that sort of thing. So I don't know if there's a carpenter around you. And I used to do woodwork myself, and I'm smelling like wood shavings and wood filings and things like that. So I don't know what that means to you or to your daughter, but I'm feeling like, shake it up a bit. And if you kind of reach a bit of a stalemate again and you're kind of not talking, you're not sure what to do, actually go and go make a wooden pencil case together, or do something, or do a pottery class together, or do something completely random and different that you wouldn't think of doing, just to sort of shake that energy and connect through humour again. So I feel like it's still a little bit rocky with your daughter, but you have come a long way, I feel, and your daughter is really maturing in her understanding of changes in her own friendships. Thank you for that, Sandy.
Yeah, I was just reading a validation. We have Julie Polglaze. If you can you see that one, girls?
Yep.
Yeah. So if one of you can read that out, I'll just go into this one here with. So who were we up to? We're up to Nicole Byers, were we? Or
Sandy.
Gosh, I was trying to do 50.
With her daughter.
Jumping.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I sometimes with children, like it's really important to give them the thumbs up or give them, something that's really positive. And 90% of the time, some parents focus on all the negative stuff that goes on with kids. And I feel like, this part here, your daughter's quite sensitive, vulnerable to everything. So, as they're getting older, they become a bit more sensitive to, the boys and their friends and the bullies and stuff like that. So, you don't even have to say anything to them at all. Sometimes all you do is walk past, give them a wink and give them a thumbs up, and they'll go, oh wow, mum paid a bit of attention to me. You know what I mean? It's not negative stuff. It's not drilling down and trying to get attention off you, and it's a negative form of attention. So it's important to pull the reins back with her at the moment. And I feel like things will change. She's just quite not right up there. When I used to lecture anatomy and physiology, we used to teach the students that, young adults, when they're growing up, their brain doesn't mature till, the ages 22, 23, 24, around that, even though their body looks mature, but their brain is not mature. So that's where the parents go wrong, and they feel like that their children can handle it, or their young adults can handle it, but they actually can't, so they might need a bit more support and help. So don't be too hard on these kids, but then also also pull back the reins and make sure that they know good cop, bad cop, who the right person is at the right time, you know. So lessons learned. And I also feel like, you know, streetwise, we need to make sure that, you know, these children are streetwise as well, because things aren't, you know, like the olden days when I was growing up, when you can leave the front door open all day and all night and nobody would walk in, you know. So I'm not saying you're going to get robbed, but, you know, it was just like that, you know. It's just really quite, people are vulnerable these days. So, and I'll leave it there. So what do we have, girls? We've got this photo. Did you see the photo? Do you want to have a look at it again?
That's okay. I had a look. Who's that for?
That's for, what was her name?
Amanda
Lonsdale. Yeah.
Thanks, Amanda. Look, the lady in the photo, I feel, was very shrewd, and she had quite a toughness about her. She was very intelligent, and she had a good understanding of people and people's intentions and what was going on around her. So she had the ability to be gentle, or sort of less obvious in what she was doing. But I feel like she was very good at sort of connecting people, and she's almost got a teaching and a healing energy about her. She was just very wise. And I'm also being shown outside areas with her, and my guide's actually laughing at that. So I don't know whether she was a really good gardener but didn't like being outside, or there's kind of a bit of a contrast around her with the gardening and her knowledge of plants. So she was quite an interesting lady, but definitely the shrewdness. That's the first thing that comes with her, Amanda.
What I'm picking up around with her is there's a few things that I want to go to. So one, I feel like she was quite it's a bit of a conflicting energy that's there. So I want to say that I can see that she was big around community organisation, but I don't feel like she was in everyone's pockets though either. So perhaps things that she was quite involved in, so perhaps like the church and those kind of little bits and pieces that are there, you would have seen her upholding that to the highest. I feel like the morals, the ethics were quite big with her. A little bit of black and white kind of energy that comes in around her. Now, I feel like as well that she only kept again, I can see a lot of social activity around her, but I feel like as far as like her actual friends go, she only kept a small circle around her. Now, I feel like as well that she's collected some sort of porcelain, either the tea sets that's there, or you would see some, because she shows me like a ballerina as well. You know what it is? I feel like I'm looking at like old Royal Dalton. It's a long blue skirt. She's got her hand up that's there. It's white onto the, like her face is white, and there's I feel like this is part of a collection or something else that's there as well. Now I also get a reference to the royal family around her as well. I feel like that was, you know, she was an old monarch at heart, and I also feel like she was a terrible backseat driver, and I know that that's a funny thing to say, but that's what come up. I feel like she knew that, you know, we should be doing this speed, they're going to move over, and, you know, all of that kind of energy that sits there as well. I can see that she's had a long marriage that is there around her, and that there is a beautiful balance that's there between. I can see that her husband is a softer energy than her. Not to say that she's not a soft energy as well, but I know you understand what I'm talking about with that. She also shows me that she has connected to you in her dreams. Okay, so just know that that is her coming and sitting down with you as well. And just interestingly enough, just while we're tapping in there, what she is saying to me is that you get to choose what you want to do. You know, and so like as far as everything that we've spoken about with her, especially around with the community side of things or the family side of things that's there, especially, you don't have to maintain relationships if you don't want to. You don't have to go to events if you don't want to. You don't have to bake the cake if you don't want to. There's a lot of things that you're doing that you're not saying no to, that you would actually rather say no to, okay? And keep that in context, obviously, but what she's saying to you is, why don't you try that on? Why don't you actually try saying no and, you know, just sort of sitting up for yourself a little bit more here and there. And it's funny, she was obviously quite very forward with her words, because as I tap in with her energy that's there, I feel like I'm almost stepping into a lecture on you. So I'll tap it there. But just know that, you know, very much so she's emphasising the fact that you've done your dues, you've paid your time, you have a right to to exist as you want to within the family and within the community, okay, and to not feel like you have to get pulled in 20 different directions all the time and that you can't say no. You're tired. Pay a little bit more attention to your physical self as well, okay? She shows me you're not where you want to be and you almost feel like it's like, oh, well, it's lost cause, there's no point coming back now. I cannot emphasize enough that is completely untrue, okay? It's I don't care if you start with just a tiny little skerrick of something, but start with a skerrick of something, because the next day that turns into 2 skerricks, okay? So there's no I can't, that word doesn't exist. Instead of saying I can't, just try saying to yourself, it's not a priority for me right now, and see how that feels, okay? So I'll leave all of that there with you and pass you over to Leslie.
Hi, Amanda. Thanks for the photo. I love this little lady. She's very cute. She's very placid. She's very friendly. And they're telling me that she's very shy, but then she can pull a punch as well. So, I feel like that she used to point the finger and she's saying, no, lovey, you do it this way or that way, but it was in her kind, soft voice. And she's also shown me that when I got the photo, I drawed a photo or a stick figure of her in not really a photo. I can only draw Elmo, right? But anyway, so I drew a box, which was supposed to be the photo frame and also the stick figure. And then there's another stick figure in it, which I feel like there's a photo of you and her, or you as a little girl with her, or something that resonates that type of photo. And this photo here, she knows that you have that photo, and she said to me that she does love you, because I know you're asking that as well, because you asked that you sent me a later question. I would love to know if Nan knows about her cultural background, and just, I don't feel like she even worries about the cultural background. I think she knew about it, but she doesn't worry about it. She says, I needed to move on. I needed never to worry about my background. I just needed to make sure that everybody was right in the foreground. So she's also saying to me that a pink bathroom. She says, my bathroom was pink because she showed me my grandmother's bathroom. So I hope that resonates with you, unless I'm back in my grandmother's bathroom. And she's also shown me smelling salts. You know how they put the smelling salts underneath their nose and it wakes them up and it gives them a jolt sort of thing. So she's shown me that as well. And she's saying to me, she knew that my grandmother did it. That's why she's shown me that, the smelling salts under the nose as well. And she's got, I think she's got beads on that she's wearing. I don't know what it is actually, that type of necklace. Oh, no, it's the shirt. I thought it was beads, but they show me that she used to like the beads or the pearls or something like that around her neck. And the jewelry was quite significant to her. She used to have her own little way about things, and she had her own little spots where she had everything in little spots and little drawers, and like the dresses in one spot and then the shoes in another spot, but they're all perfect. She's saying, I was OCD, but I didn't care. I had all the time in the world to be OCD. She's saying so, and she sends her love to you. She says, I'm always watching over you. So even though that sounds general, but they always are. They're not around us. They just pass us the message. They hang around you. So don't ever feel like you're not loved by your past loved ones. And that goes for everybody. And I'll leave it there. And Ronald, you said that we have a validation.
Yes, we do, from Sandy Crowther. So thank you for the reading. I definitely need to not overthink what is going on at the moment. I'm the type to jump in and fix everything, but I need her to keep the communication open at the moment rather than shut it down.
Yeah, beautiful.
And then my screen froze. Oh. So I think there's a little bit left, but we get the gist. So thank you so much, Sandy.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Sandy, for the validations. We love validations, and we'll be back in a minute.
SWA 99.9.
The difference is the music.
The Sydney Psychic Medium team presents Readings to Remember live performances. With the power of our amazing psychic mediums, we convey messages from spirit as we see, hear, and feel their energy flow through us. Our Readings to Remember live events will have you sitting on the edge of your seats with excitement and fascination, as our 2-hour shows will last a lifetime of memories. Visit our Facebook page for more information. Station sponsor.
SWA 99.9.
Sydney's West.
You're listening to Psychics on Radio, Angels on Air. You're with Elizabeth Bradshaw, Rhonda Kelly, and myself, Leslie Spolaviro. And we have Melissa Davies. She said, I'm feeling lost, girls. She said, can we shed some light on that, please? And let's do a quick one.
Hi, Melissa. How are you going this evening? You know, feeling lost is generally being out of sorts with your own sense of self that's there, okay? So it's about, again, coming back to ground zero without even having to know what's going on and around, okay? You've fallen to the side of yourself. And so it's about just giving yourself like a week of self-care as far as the showers, the water, the food, the sunshine, the feet on the earth, all of those kind of little bits and pieces. I know it's been getting cold. Ask yourself and check in. When was the last time that you actually had a part of your body touch the actual earth? Okay. I find that it gets a little bit scatty after, you know, a couple of weeks where you haven't actually touched anything to do with the earth. So what I want to say to you is within all of that. So it's about just kind of going, right, okay, I'm not feeling myself. What do I need to do to bring myself back down? And as you do so, pay attention to the nudges and the signs and everything else that is happening around you. Pay attention to that feeling that you've been getting when you're going into work. Pay attention to that feeling that you've been getting when you've been sitting in your relationships as well. They're both trying to tell you something is off. They're trying to show you what is out. But because you tend to be a little bit of a creature of comfort and, you know, you're not a big person on embracing change, and again, keep that in context because I know that you'll embrace change when you need to, it's kind of halting you. You don't want to see big shifts. You don't want to see big changes sitting in there, but the universe is actually trying to push these along. And so that's what happens. I call it being itchy in your own skin, okay? And it's basically all of that energy that's there with it. So try to embrace that a little bit more. Try to embrace your own strength. Try to embrace your own sense of intuition as well, because that feeling of lost, we should be able to sit and take a breath and actually see what's going on. Try sitting with your hands on your solar plexus and, you know, grab that first emotion that comes to you and then go behind that emotion and then go behind that emotion and then go behind that emotion. And when the tears start or that big overwhelm of emotion hits, you know that you're actually hitting into the truth rather than that comfortable feeling that you're allowing yourself to feel. All right. So I know that there's a little bit of homework within that, but that's why you're feeling lost because, you know, put it this way, you're still connected with yourself. Your soul's still inside of your body, so you're not lost. So if you're feeling lost, you're disconnected slightly from yourself. So you need to make that reconnection and then allow all the clarity and everything else like that to step in and be through with it, okay? But pay attention to the signs and the bits and pieces that are there. They're trying to show you that there's a couple of things out of balance. But because, you know, it was funny, I shared something just even, I think it was yesterday, you know, that the biggest resistance to change is that they don't want to give up what they've got. You know, because they're not looking at what they have to gain. And I feel like there's a little bit of that going on here. And I absolutely want to keep it in context because I don't feel like you're an ignorant person. I don't feel like you're sitting there just going, oh, well, you know, da, 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 da. I feel like you are actually quite emotionally involved in this and that you are very much wanting to come to your own party. So that's where I hope that you can take some of this advice on board and share it through your own energy. And I think you'll find, you know, give yourself about a week and you'll be feeling a lot more connected back to yourself, okay? But definitely feet on the ground, nice deep breaths, sunshine on your face, water, all of those kind of little bits and pieces. I know that they all seem like tiny little things all on their own, but they are very, very significantly important. So I hope that helps. I'll pass you over to Rhonda.
Yeah, I agree with that completely, Melissa. It feels like you're getting a lot of signs and synchronicities from Spirit, and I'm literally seeing cloud formations, I'm seeing number plates, I'm seeing numbers. So take notice of the numbers, look at the angel numbers, look at what that means. So there's quite a lot sort of going on. You've got a bit of clairvoyance, so you're getting messages from seeing things. I'm seeing an image of you, Melissa, sort of closing a filing cabinet and catching your fingers. So I'm seeing you like jamming your fingers in things, and I'm also seeing papers sort of falling on the ground or falling between things. So take notice of you know, if you're sort of carrying a pile of papers and one drops, read the numbers or read the meaning of that. So again, you're actually getting a lot of messages of things. I am feeling two sort of changes in relationships around you, and I'm feeling like one's a male, one's a female. And it's not necessarily an end of relationship, but a change. It's like change is necessary. And just as I'm saying that, I'm getting a really sore jaw and left ear. So whichever one of those two is sort of almost like a pain in the jaw to you, that's the thing that you've been getting, that you've been feeling the most tired about, because I'm just suddenly feeling exhausted as I'm saying that. So just allow the change to happen, but really take notice of what your guides are showing you, because it has been really obvious. And I'm getting, again, I'm on the left side, I'm getting a sore neck as well. So those sort of physical manifestations are sort of happening as a result of you sort of holding on to that, but not actually letting that flow, not listening to those messages is what I'm feeling. So thank you for that, Melissa.
Yeah, hi, Melissa. I just everything seems to be overwhelming clearly because you're feeling lost. However, don't despair. It's all about how you manage yourself and how you get through these things. And when you're feeling lost and when you're feeling down, it's usually because you're not feeling confident about what you're doing or what the actions are around you or something like that. And I feel like that the self-esteem is down as well. So you're doing quite well. You've got to this stage in your life right now, and you've done perfectly well to get there. I know things are a bit of a roller coaster sometimes, but getting to push yourself beyond the norm is what people don't do these days, and everyone sits in an automatic mode. They don't sit in a mode where they're just getting past first, second, or third gear. They always just sit in in the first few gears. Like they never get to fourth or fifth gear. They never get to their goals. And what I'm going to say to everybody is, set yourself a goal, set yourself a stride where you can manage the stride and where you can get through to this next stage. Because, like I said before, life is not a rehearsal. It's the real thing. If you want to get somewhere, you have to motivate yourself to get there. You've got to virtually kick yourself up the butt these days to do things. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to feel sorry for you. You need to feel sorry for yourself first and then move on, because it's not going to work if you're waiting to have a pity party or whatever the case may be. If you're feeling lost, I resonate with that, but you can pull through it. You pulled through harder things before. So, kick yourself up the butt and just say, you know what? It's not going to get me down. It's not going to pull me back. I'm not going to hold the reins back anymore. I'm doing what I want to do that makes me happy. And if you're not happy, you're giving people permission to upset you. So pull back the reins and look at yourself and just say, you know what? I'm going to make my life a lot better because nobody else can, because that's what you need to do for yourself. That's where it all starts from. And I'll leave it there. So we have a validation. So who wants to read out that?
So that was from Amanda. She said, thank you for reading my Nan. She was definitely a very placid and gentle lady, and so true about her necklace, and things always had a place. She had a very long marriage, and I do see her in my dreams, which they always feel real, and I wake up crying. But to say thank you all so much.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Amanda.
So usually when you see somebody, a loved one in your dreams, it's usually a visit from them. So you asked in your question, Amanda, that did your Nan know that you love her and missed her. However, she's trying to tell you in the dreams that she's coming through to give you the signs and signals. So you're probably getting other signs and signals as well. So you agree, girls?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're just not looking for them, and that's normally with every past loved ones. They always give you signs, but clearly we sort of miss them if we're not aware or experienced enough to look for them. So we have a show coming up, a live Facebook page show. I was going to say a live stage performance coming up on Monday, the 28th of June, and it will be 7 till 9 p.m. at Winston Hills. So if you'd like to come and see us and get a reading, we can pretty much guarantee all three of us doing a reading on the night and also getting through to most people. So if you'd like to have a one-on-one reading with us, you can contact us personally on our Facebook pages or Messenger, whatever you like. You know our names, so you can contact us. There's no harm. We don't get upset if one calls the other and one gets more readings than the other.
Yeah.
We don't really particularly fight against
We
each
like
other.
each other.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, we're psychics, but we like each other.
I just have to work with you.
Nice.
So,
and feel free to join my push-up challenge as well. Look at Rhonda's readings as a team for push-up
That's
challenge.
right. Yeah, go and support Rhonda. She's doing all the push-ups, and we're just sitting here just watching her because I'm a personal trainer, but I don't actually go and do push-ups. I hate them. Especially one of my very first PT clients, she said to me, "Whatever you do, don't give me burpees because I hate them."
Yeah, they're not my favourite.
Yeah, so but they're just irrelevant. Burpees do nothing for you. If you want to touch base with us for next week, we have our 51st show, as well as the following week we have our 1 year show. So brace yourself for that one as well, and send us some photos. You don't have to send them now. However, send us the photos for the 52nd show, and we will start to reading more photos of your loved ones online. So you don't have to send it in the comments section on the live feed, but you can send it to me on Messenger that day or that night, and I'll pick them up for you, and I'll show the girls, and then we just read from there. So we also have a new show coming up, which is on the 22nd of June. It's on a Tuesday night from 10 till midnight, and we will be doing a live feed from YouTube as well as Facebook, and I'm going to try Instagram this time as well, unlike tonight, and we will be doing it live from our homes. So we'll be on quite a big Facebook page, so brace yourself for that one and stay tuned and watch out for our events coming up on our Facebook page. So girls, I'd like to go to a lady that's waiting for us to read her. She says she'd love a general and personal life reading. She's from South Africa. Her name is Karishma Ramkisson. So hello, thank you for watching us over there. So she just wants a general personal life reading, please, girls.
Thanks, Karishma. Look, I'm feeling like on the sort of the romance front, sort of shake it up. Like you're sort of sticking to the same formula, but I just feel like you need to shake the energy and do things a bit unexpected. That's what I'm feeling. And I know you're very creative. You've got I'm seeing a lot of colours and materials around you. So I feel like you're quite stylish the way you dress, but you're very creative as well in the way you look at it. So look at romance as being not a problem to solve, but in a creative way, like you do other things. Thank you, Karishma.
Hello. You actually get a gentleman that comes around with, it's got the thickest black hair. It's shiny. It's so thick. And younger gentleman. And I want to say to you as well that he's talking to me about your income, okay? And he's saying to you just to be mindful around of dishonesty and other people. So it's to me, it's like people are telling you one thing and doing another, okay? So just be mindful of the ducks. Looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's a duck. That's there. But he sends you lots of love and he tells you to stop worrying and stop overthinking as well, and is sending you in lots of love as well. So it's I want to just agree with Rhonda that's there. Shake things up a little bit. I do feel a new connection coming in with you, but I do feel like it's still several months away. Okay, so I'll leave that there with you and pass you over to Leslie.
Yeah, hi, Karishma. I thank you for listening to us for all the way over there. So I just got miscommunication. I feel like you suffer with headaches, and this miscommunication is causing quite a bit of trauma for you. It's around the family. It's around anything that you do outside of the family as well. And I feel like it's a bit difficult to even drive the car, and I feel like that's just overwhelmed you a bit. So pull back the reins again for you, and also just think about all the fortunate things that's happened to you. Don't just dwell on all the things that are quite sad, and I'll leave it there. So girls, well done for our 50th show tonight. Feel okay? Yes. Yeah. Awesome.
It's a good show.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Well done, girls. And we'll leave it there. And thank you for listening to us. See you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
The difference
is the music. SWA 99.9.
Online. SWA999.com.au.
On your smartphone app.
And on your radio.
99.9 FM.
This is SWA.
Sydney's West.
Sydney Motorsport Park is Sydney's only permanent racetrack and one of only 2 permanent race circuits in Australia that holds an FIA Grade 2 international license.